Hello everybody. Yes, I'm doing a live stream. I don't do these very often. I'm on the Wolf Creek Recreational Rail Trail, and just south of Brookville, Ohio. This bike path, it runs between Verona. It runs between Trotwood and Brookville, and also Verona, Ohio. It's about a 12-mile path from end to end. I'm not sure who just joined me, but this is an absolutely beautiful bike path through here. I wish that more people rode the bike path. Hey, how you guys doing? Just a father and his daughter going past, but this is an absolutely beautiful bike path through here. And unfortunately, I think because it's in Trotwood, this takes, because it goes through Trotwood, it takes a little bit of a bad rap, but I've never had an issue with this trail just because this is because it goes through Trotwood. But I think there is a couple things that definitely hurt the that hurt the traffic on this trail. I think there's two reasons why this trail doesn't get as much traffic as it could. The first section is because it goes through Trotwood, and Trotwood's got a pretty bad reputation, for crime and that. But I tell you, the Trotwood section, I don't even worry about that, because you go out into the center of town. It's only a mile or so, and then you're out in the country like this. That's Westbrook Road. That's Westbrook Road right there. So this is about a mile and a half south of Brookville. This was a former railroad trail. Former railroad had it, like many of the other trails, and I believe it was the Pennsylvania Railroad Company owned it, and I think B&O, which is now CSX, I think had a role in it too. There's not really too much information about this trail online. I know that the railroad was abandoned from what I understand, it was deactivated in the 90s, and I guess the activity may have even died off a good 5 or 10 years even before that. But this trail, it stays straight as could be for a long time until you get into Brookville before you have any turns. But the other thing I think that does hurt the traffic on this trail too is the fact that, unfortunately, because the northern part of Montgomery County because it's not very well developed when it comes to a trail system, you don't have any other bike path that links to this until you get into downtown Dayton. And the two sections are broken up: the Trotwood to Brookville and Verona section, which is the west, and then the east, which is from downtown Dayton through West Dayton. And the Dayton through West Dayton section, the neighborhood through there, it doesn't really bother me, but it's very poorly maintained. The asphalt is cracked, weeds are coming out of the sidewalk, and I tell you, this right here, and that's what ultimately hurts. If they were to find a way to at least link the two sections and clean up, the West Dayton section of the trail, like, repave it, clear the weeds and maintain it, it would definitely be a big help. But I think even then there would still be people who would be gun shy about riding that section because of, where it goes through. Somebody just posted a comment. I couldn't see who it was. If you're whoever posted that comment, feel free to post it again. I didn't catch it on my screen, but the northern section of the area, when it comes to bike paths, it's very underdeveloped, because there's nothing that goes through Huber Heights. The closest thing that goes through there is Taylorsville, Road, and then the Great Miami River, Recreation Trail, which goes through the central part of Montgomery County through Harrison Township, just skirts the edge between Huber Heights and Vandalia. And then you know, that's the only thing that's really, you know, north of town. And then you have this trail, you know, which runs in a northwesterly, you know, direction. But you know, recently there's been a hell of a lot of rain here. How you doing here? But there's been a heck of a lot of rainfall here recently. There's been a lot of rain. Hey, you know what? I do not know what happened to that guy that rode the bus that got into that fight with the Steelers jacket. I'm not really gonna worry about him. I mean, I haven't seen him on the bus in a long time, so I don't even know what the heck is gonna happen with that. But anyway, back to the subject of the video. I mean, you know, this section of the, you know, we've had a heck of a lot of rainfall. You know, in June and July, we've had a very high amount of rainfall, much higher than what we normally would have here. But thankfully, you know, this trail does not get affected by water. You know, with it being a former, you know, railroad trail, you know, it stays straight. It stays straight forever. Hey, also George. Hey, Curly Top. How you guys doing? I'm out here just northwest of Dayton on the Wolf Creek Recreation Trail, which I did videos of it before. Hey, Vitaly, I'll see about, you know, talking with you sometime on about what happened. But I haven't seen either of those guys on the bus since that happened. But anyway, you know, there's been a heck of a lot of rainfall in, you know, June and July. In like June and July, and it's been probably, I mean like July especially, I have not recalled a July where it's rained as much as it has. It seemed like probably, I'm gonna say anywhere from 10 to 15 days of the month have been rainy. Hey, Curly Top, I gotta tell you about Old Yard. They only got one store left in the Dayton region, and unfortunately it's nowhere near where I'm at. I'm in the northwestern suburbs of Dayton right now, but even then, if I could find another Old Yeller within an hour drive, I'll see about filming that. But unfortunately, Old Yeller, they are a what you call endangered species. They're not a protected species. But yeah, but if there's anybody that has any questions about this trail, you know, feel free to ask. Like I said, the safety issue, I honestly would not worry about it that much, because it just, the part of Trotwood it goes through, you're out to the country within no time, and it's just a beautiful path to just enjoy. Nature, to enjoy a beautiful, you know, bike ride. Yeah, the trail is about 12 miles from, you know, from end to end. At least in the western section, the Dayton section's probably about 6 to 8 miles. But as I said, the Dayton section's not that good at all, and I honestly don't recommend it. Not because of the neighborhood, but because it's just piss poorly maintained. But you know, I generally don't get it. I generally don't do live videos too often, because I unfortunately find that trying to get a reliable signal, heck even in the city, that's strong enough to do it, is not exactly the easiest thing to do here. And here I'm going to show you guys the sign where it says Metro Parks Wolf Creek Rail Trail right up here. But it has just been an absolutely gorgeous day. It's around 78-80 degrees. There's not too much humidity, and also, as you guys can see, the clouds, there's not too many clouds in the sky. The clouds that I see back there, I don't know if those are real or if those are those fake chemtrail clouds. But there it is, Wolf Creek Rail Trail. I'm about a mile or so south of the Brookville section I'm probably gonna get ready to wrap this one up in the next few minutes, but I'll give it a few more minutes to see if anybody else, you know, joins us. But absolutely, on beautiful weather like this, get out, ride your bike, and exercise. I know I certainly need to do a hell of a lot more of this, but as I said, even after a high amount of rain, we still got a really, you know, we got these old railroads that were later converted to bike paths, so you don't have to worry about those getting underwater, and vice versa. You know, I think, you know, but you know, getting back to the subject of the bike paths, I think some parts of the area are better developed bike paths than others. I think the southern and eastern part of Montgomery County is a lot better developed bike path wise, but the northern section, and of course as well as some of the west areas, are not very well, you know, served, you know, because as I said before, I think that this trail, not having any connecting trails until downtown Dayton, you know, really does hurt the potential of this trail. Like if they could somehow make a bike path that went across from, you know, like Taylorsville Dam and Metro Park through Englewood and over this way, I think that would really help the traffic on this trail out tremendously. Just having more bike paths to be able to link to. I'm not sure who is still watching yet, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Of course, I've done nature videos long before I ever covered, you know, city politics and other political issues, so I always enjoy getting a chance to do, you know, nature videos and vice versa. And surprisingly, the stream has actually remained pretty steady, which I'm surprised. I mean, I haven't had any issues with the stream, and I haven't had anybody mention about poor video quality. I do have Sprint service, which is okay. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. But even people with AT&T and Verizon even do have a little trouble, you know, streaming and so on. But I'm gonna get ready soon to probably wrap it up. I'm not sure who else just joined. You know, everybody who's watching, go ahead and say hello. Let me know who's all watching so I can say hi to everybody. Then I'm gonna get ready to go on. But I do see a couple more people that joined. For those that have just joined, I'm on the Wolf Creek Recreation Trail, which is a former railroad bike path. Hey Chris, what's up, man? Hey, right now, Chris, I'm south of Brookville on the Wolf Creek Recreation Trail. Hello, Vicky. But I'm just south of Brookville on the Wolf Creek Recreation Trail, out enjoying a beautiful day, as this section of the bike path that goes from Trotwood through Verona, through Trotwood, Brookville, and Verona. It's about 12 miles from end to end. It's a really pretty bike path that goes through some beautiful, you know, countryside. I'm making this video live because I'd like to be able to see this section of the trail grow. So I'd like to, you know, promote this trail, you know, some, because I think it's very underutilized and it's an absolutely gorgeous bike path. Hey Karen, how you doing here? But it's just an absolutely gorgeous trail. And you know, one thing I'll tell you this much about this trail too. If you have a headwind, well, if you're fighting a headwind going up here, going northwest, coming back, if you got the wind at your back, this trail is an absolute blast. Because if you got the wind at your back from Brookville back to Trotwood, you could floor it. I mean, you could floor this thing in easily 20 to 30 minutes and cover 6 miles. It's almost like going down a mountain per se. You can almost feel like you're going that fast. I know that's probably an exaggeration, but easily you could touch speeds of up to 25 miles an hour, maybe 30 miles per hour. Thank you, Curly. Yep, this is very beautiful. You know, Curly, you know, as I mentioned, you know, because of one of the towns that's on this bike path has a pretty bad rap for crime, this trail doesn't get utilized as much as it is. But even then, even the town that Trotwood that it goes through, I mean, you only go a half a mile or a mile and you're out into the country, so I'm not really too worried about, you know, crime out here. I've never had a problem out here. I've rode this, you know, bike path before a few different times. But I am going to publish this video so those of you that didn't get a chance to see it live can watch it later on. And who knows, maybe it's possible where I may do one more live stream later on. I kind of would like to at least test it out a little bit, you know, just to see, you know, how it works in some more rural areas. This is rural, but it's not so rural to the point where I can't get a cell phone signal, because I'm not far from, you know, Brookville right now. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up on this one. So everybody have a good day, and if you're able to, get out and enjoy the great outdoors if you are able to today. Bye everybody, from the Wolf Creek Recreation Trail.